Welcome back. My name is Ben Case, and in my most recent YouTube series titled Why Should You Lose Weight, I mentioned the 4 stages of mentality when it comes to losing weight. And that very first stage was the contemplative stage. And that's what that first series, part 1, is all about. So that's where you're at. You're contemplating getting in shape, getting healthier, losing some weight, or maybe you're not even quite to the contemplative stage. You're considering it, then I would just highly recommend you go check out that series first. And you can find that either on my YouTube playlist or I'll link it to the description below so you can check that out there. Now, if you've already made up your mind that you want to lose weight, you want to take action, you're ready to roll, then this is the place for you to be, because this is the next stage in the series, part 2, and it is potentially the most important stage out of all of the stages, and it is taking Ozempic. No, this series is all about the preparation stage. Now, before you hit stop on the video or scroll to the next one or just end it all together and lock your phone, you need to understand that getting this one thing right, getting this correct, could really truly be the difference between you getting the results and keeping the results that you desire. It will likely determine whether or not you're going to waste a bunch of time and money and effort on things that don't work, if you'll continue to get yo-yo results where you lose a bunch of weight, gain it back, lose a bunch of weight, gain it back, or if you'll start focusing on what really works for you. And we have to also define works as well, which we'll get to, because that's really important. And it's not a specific one answer like people often think. So preparation is arguably the most important stage in this process, but unfortunately it's the one that most people also skip. And because of this, the health and fitness industry is able to take major advantage of you specifically. You see, when you get to the stage where you're ready to go, you're ready to take action and get results, you are the most susceptible to gimmicks, to bad products, and to marketing and salespeople who take advantage of this. They recognize this eagerness that you have, and they can present you with the pain points, present the solution that you want, but then ultimately sell you a big turd. I think it's unethical. I have a big issue with it, but I will say it's partly your fault. So how do you avoid getting taken advantage of? Well, you don't skip the preparation stage. And we're gonna go more in depth in the next video in this series on what exactly the preparation stage is and how to implement it in practical steps. So go ahead and subscribe, make sure you don't miss that next video or any future videos as they come out. But just as a general overview, the preparation stage is getting really crystal clear on what exactly your goals are, on what your lifestyle is that you desire, and also getting very specific on terms and defining what those terms mean. I mentioned already, what does it mean for a program to work? How do you define work? Does it mean it just helped you lose some weight? Does it mean it helped you keep weight off? How long did it help you keep the weight off? What about something like the term fitness? That term means something different for a professional soccer player than it does for a mom who's working full time in her 40s and has 5 children, right? And so we have to define terms as well. And yes, it does include things like your weight goal and when you want to get to that goal by, but it's much more than that as well. And I'm going to break it down very simple and make it very clear in the next video. But before we do that, I want to just get real with you for a minute if I can. Skipping this step is a major issue. I would say it's greatly responsible for why so many people don't get results, or they just continue to get yo-yo results. And that is true. However, skipping it unknowingly because you didn't really realize that you were doing it is one thing. Now you know I've told you that this is an issue, and some of you will still skip it anyways. And to me, that reveals a much deeper issue that needs to be brought up. And that issue is that you don't want to put any, wait for it, mental effort in. Not just effort in general, it's that you don't want to put mental effort in. You see, contemplation, that's easy. That's the easy stage. It doesn't take much effort or work to look in the mirror and decide, hey, I need to make a change. The next step that oftentimes people skip to, if you haven't figured it out already, is action. Taking action, yes, it takes effort. It takes physical effort, and it takes some discipline, and it might be difficult. There's some difficulty in it, but it's not the hardest part. Most people can put their head down and put in physical effort, put in the grit and the grind when they decide to, and once they've made up their mind, they want to get those results. So once you've gotten through contemplation, action becomes much easier and much simpler. But the reason it doesn't work out well when you jump from contemplation into action and skip preparation is because you often end up putting a lot of that effort, that physical effort, into things that don't work or they don't align with the lifestyle that you truly actually want and desire. And so you're wasting a lot of effort, you're wasting a lot of time, you're wasting a lot of money. If the things that you're doing are not sustainable for the long term, then what is the point of starting? And that doesn't mean that over time you're not going to increase difficulty and be able to do more and more and more. That should be how it works. But starting out where you're at, you should be able to look at what you're doing at that point and say, could I do this the rest of my life? And if you'd say, no, I can't, then it's probably not something that's going to last very long. So how do you avoid this issue? Well, you don't skip the preparation stage. But here's the thing, the preparation stage, it takes a little bit of deep thought. It takes a little bit of intentionality. It takes a little bit of research, and it takes a little bit of due diligence on your end. And listen, I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to take you step by step through it all. And so I'm making it as simple as possible. I'm going to give you all the information, give you the knowledge, and make it as simple as I can for you. But you still do have to put in a little bit of effort on your end. And if you do, it's going to save you years of time, trouble, and money. But I understand that a lot of you won't because you want the thinking done for you. But just like you can't have somebody do the workout for you, you need to understand that having someone do the thinking for you is creating so many of the issues and so many of the problems. And I get it. You want to rely on the professional. You just want to find somebody else to tell you what to do. I get that. I understand that. And there is a place for that. But you have to still fully understand what you want out of this, what you're looking for, what your desires are, and think through these things deeply. You still have to do some of the thinking for yourself. And I'm going to show you what things you need to think through, what things are important to know going into all this so that you take smart action. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to end this video here. I know that there's a lot more to talk about and cover. And like I said, we're going to get into it deeper in the next video. But I also want to link a video below in the description where I go a little more in depth on this topic of mental effort specifically, and how the mental effort is actually more difficult than the physical effort that you'll need to put in. And so I want to, again, give you as many resources as I can to be helpful and get you through this. That video is not part of this series, so you don't have to watch that necessarily, but it could just be helpful for you if you're recognizing, yeah, that's a struggle for me. So with that, I hope you'll take the time to watch the next video in this series where we're going to go more deeply into preparation. It's going to be a crucial one. And so I know it's going to benefit you greatly if you do take the time to watch it and put in the effort. That's it for this one though. I will see you in the next one.